Today, APS has been busy over the last few weeks to tender a bid for general contractor for the first phase of our Mary's Fancy renovation project. We went through the process, we've made a selection, and today we had the signing of the contract with Windward Roads, who was awarded the bid. Today, the minister witnessed the signing of the contract by our representatives of the board, Mr. Franklin Richards and Mr. Giuliano Saturnilia, and Mr. Jan-Hendrik Bukar was present as managing director of Windward Roads. A second signing was also done, where ICE was selected as the company that would supervise the building and construction for us, the works to be done by Windward Roads, as they are a well-experienced company here on St. Martin, well-established, and we have had a pleasant working relationship with them over the past years. So we are very happy with this milestone. It is the first visible milestone that we have for this project. The Mary's Fancy Plantation was acquired by APS in 2014 September. When we purchased it, the idea is to renovate it, restore it to the monument structures to their original state as much as possible, but also, being that it is an investment opportunity for the pension fund, we would want to develop commercial activities and exploit it in a way that is fitting to the fund in terms of generating return for the pension fund, but also still fits in this piece of cultural heritage that we have here on St. Martin. I'm very happy to have been here and to see this piece of history in the making for APS, but possibly also for St. Martin.
The St. Martin Archaeological Center is also here because we're very proud to be a part of this project. A project that APS is taking our heritage, they are revitalizing our heritage, and they are creating a model development project that shows how heritage can be a part of our future, but also showing respect for heritage and the community. We are glad that they took into consideration to do archaeological work prior to the development plans, and all throughout we are very proud to be part of this team, advising and helping with showing the heritage aspect into our future.
Life is a journey, full of connections. You're in safe hands, even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there, because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, yes. A renovation, that's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
We are very happy that we can work with the book fair committee this week. You know, the book fair is starting this Thursday. And we have a pre-book fair activity this week, and that is Monday. And that's an award-winning documentary about Derek Walcott. The name of the documentary is Poetry is an Island. And the producer of that documentary, Mrs. Ida Does, she is coming over to show her documentary, and she's going to answer questions about why she made it. And it's a very good documentary where she got Mr. Walcott talking about his life and his work, and they made beautiful shots on St. Lucia and about the background, why he started to write poetry, and he's also painting and all kind of other art. So, and we would really like the people to, a lot of people, they don't know Derek Walcott's work, and although he is a Nobel Prize winner. So we really would like to see that people are going to take out the books more. You see all these books here, we want them to be read by the people in St. Martin. So we hope that the screening of the documentary will lead to more interest in his work. Because he is really a very good writer.
So all of these books, that what is here is what he's write?
Yeah, that's what he wrote, yeah. And he is one of the few Caribbean writers who won a Nobel Prize for his literature. So I think, people should know more about him. And I think a lot of people don't know about his work. And he writes beautiful poems. So we hope that the documentary will attract many people and also will lead to more people reading his work.
Which one of these books that you will say that stands out more?
I like this book, The White Egret's Poems. And he also wrote some plays. I know that youngsters like his plays. So, yeah.
And you said that this the open house going to be on Thursday.
So this Monday we're going to show the documentary about Derek Walcott, and the
Okay.
name of that documentary is Poetry is an Island.
Right.
And the producer of that documentary will be here. She's coming over from Holland to explain why she made the documentary, and she got Mr. Walcott talking. It's very difficult to interview him. So he often turns, most interviewers, he turns them down, but she got him to speak about, and he got very emotional during the documentary. So I think that's really something that people should see here on the island, and it will really speak to them, his whole history and why he started writing, and why he's doing what he's doing. So I hope people turn out in great numbers, and then after that, you can still rent the DVD from the library if you still want to show it maybe to your school or somewhere else. So come out, and Mrs. Does will also participate in the book fair. So she will be at the opening, and on Thursday and Friday, and then they have the book fair at the university. She will also be there to talk about her work and sell the DVDs. So that's more or less what's going to happen next week.
Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Yeah!
Here we go. This is freedom, this is life. Happiness is all I'm seeking. Carpe diem, I'm seizing every day, not just the weekend. Here's to all the good times that have come to
afford what you crave, life just gets so good.
alive and I'm feeling good, so good, so good, so good. Hey, I'm gonna live my life, feeling good, so good, real good, so
KFC, so good for everyone.
These are the doors that never close. These are the hands that make a difference. These are the walls that could tell countless stories of helping and healing, of storms weathered, of change and growth, of a place where life begins, where hearts are mended, and where hope grows stronger. For more than a quarter of a century, the physicians, medical professionals, and staff of St. Martin Medical Center have combined advanced medical technology and compassionate care to bring a world of medicine to our friends, neighbors, and visitors to the island of St. Martin we all call home. As proud as we are of what we have accomplished, we believe there is still much work to do to continue a proud tradition of providing everyone in our community with the latest technology, the best medicine, and the most exceptional care. St. Martin Medical Center, celebrating 25 years of serving, caring, healing.
For the United Nations to explicitly acknowledge St. Martin as a colony or a non-self-governing territory, which will facilitate international support for our quest for political freedom, St. Martin needs to be put back on the UN list of non-self-governing territories. In 1945, the year that the United Nations was established, there were reportedly 750 million people living in non-self-governing territories. Today, fewer than 2 million people live in these territories. We form part of that diminishing minority. St. Martin, as a colony, was removed from that list in 1954 based on the Kingdom Charter that declared the Netherlands Antilles of 6 island territories at the time an equal partner in the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Needless to say, the Kingdom Charter has never been put to any international scrutiny to verify its conformity with human rights and justice. Reinstating St. Martin on the list of non-self-governing territories will bring international focus to the Charter and the many flaws it contains with regards to equality among the partners and a high democratic deficit as it concerns affairs of the kingdom. We must stress here, though, that the Dutch government has repeatedly, at various roundtable conferences, confirmed the right to self-determination to all territories. As a matter of fact, as stated when the late Dr. Claude Watty made his now famous call for independence in 1988, the swift response from the Dutch government was the elaboration of a document entitled How St. Martin Could Become Independent in a Responsible Manner. This document can be found in the book The Republic of St. Martin by our very own Joseph H. Lake Jr. The Dutch government, to its credit, has never opposed independence for any of its territories. To the contrary, the Dutch government has indicated openly that it would offer its full cooperation as long as this is the expressed will of the people and once the process is done in a responsible manner. St. Martin, as a matter of fact, is not the first territory that would seek to be placed back on the UN decolonization list. In May 2013, the United Nations General Assembly voted to reinstate French Polynesia on the list of non-self-governing territories, with a request to the French government to facilitate the process in a rapid manner, even though France had unilaterally removed French Polynesia from the list in 1959. What is critical for us to understand here is that it was the people of French Polynesia, through their elected representatives, that started the process for reinstatement. In New Caledonia, the Congress has until the end of 2018 to request France to hold a referendum. After this date, the date will be set by France between May and November 2018. In March 2015, the Independence for St. Martin Foundation held a conference on the last colonies in the Caribbean, at which United Nations advisor Dr. Carly Corbin was the keynote speaker. At the conference, a resolution was unanimously passed to reinstate the remaining colonies, including St. Martin, on the UN list of non-self-governing territories. That resolution was forwarded to the Parliament of St. Martin and several other instances. The Independence for St. Martin Foundation is, of course, aware of the fact that nation building has been at the center of the quest for more autonomy. However, it must be stressed that nation building is impossible unless the territory attains sovereignty. In other words, political independence. In his keynote address on the occasion of the 40th anniversary of independence of the Bahamas, Sir Arthur Owen, former Barbados Prime Minister, said, "The obligation which independence imposes on Caribbean states is to build societies which rest on the strong and sound capital of a secure sense of identity, kinship, community, and shared values, and is supported by strong and viable economies that are capable of progressively meeting the material needs of the people, all within the context of the attainment of social justice for all." This is what the philosophy of nation building for us in this region must be about. This, Madam President, is also what nation building means to us in the Independence for St. Martin Foundation. Sir Arthur Owen further stated that a nation cannot be built unless the effort is rested on the strong foundation of a common and shared sense of identity and community. He added, "In the final analysis, nation building must entail the process by which the creative potential of all people is released and respect for the dignity of all citizens is assured. This is what we also seek."
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
One,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
for the independence, I was about 17 years old. And I could remember the day after he made that call, I said to him, of course, very respectfully, but Pa, you're kind of crazy. How can St. Martin want independence? You know, now after being in government 20 years, having had the ability to serve in the Parliament of the Netherlands Antilles, having had the ability to serve as commissioner for our great country, minister, and now also a member of Parliament, you will understand now what he meant in 1988. Because the true way of oppressing a people or oppressing a country is true, in my opinion, the two things that he always reminded me about, and I have come to live to see it, see the words that he's spoken about come to pass. And that is the issue of the financial independence of your country, and also the independence of us being able to lock up our own and not having someone else decide who we should lock up in our country. And I say that because during the elections that transpired 2 years ago, one of the first questions when I met with people was always asking them, out of our budget, how much do you believe that comes from the Netherlands? And it was always a very interesting answers that I would get. It would always range between 10 and it would even get up to as high as 50% people would believe that the budget of St. Martin is contributed by the Netherlands. And I say that, why I'm saying that is because the education of our people and trying to explain them what it means, what we are doing now in St. Martin, is something that each and every one of us have got to push through to our population. Because 100% of our budget comes from the people and the resources of our great country. No one else is giving that to you, and any help that you do get, whether it be from the EU and everything else, whether, as a matter of fact, I think as an independent nation, you're entitled to more help abroad than actually what is given to us now. Today, without getting 1 cent from the Netherlands, without major strings attached to it, St. Martin is virtually financially independent. Yet, we are supervised by the Netherlands and how you spend that money. Most of the arguments always come on how creatively we have been able to finance the different things in our country. And why is that? Because we want to grow the country. And I can't see why anyone would want to hold you back. As a parent, you always want to see your son or your daughter move ahead. When they move out the house, you're one of the happiest people that's going, but you as a father or mother might be willing to stand as guarantor to let your family grow. Today, you see that, for example, when you look at our justice system, the Netherlands will say, listen, I'll give you 20 million, but we're going to decide whose phone gets tapped, who's followed, whose emails are read, and which court cases and who we're going to go for. So basically, it is chopping off the head of the body to make sure that the body itself can no longer function. And you're seeing that throughout society, not only in government, but also other prominent people in our society being antagonized for years. And this is a way of being able to oppress your country, because then it shuts up the leaders, it shuts up your prominent people, because now everybody is scared to be able to voice their opinion, okay? And there are other voices that are for them, gets louder, and the voices that wants to move the country forward gets smaller and shorter and quieter. And this is the thing we are talking about building a nation, and we're talking about we don't have the human resources. But if you look back at any great country, you have to have the ability to be able to fall and have the ability to get up and make sure that your people are the ones that are going forward. You know, I can remember when a very good friend of mine, Mr. Badger, was over the Guardian. He and I would have many, many discussions. Probably the ones that are sitting there, probably the biggest discussions were with him about independence. And I could always remember him being a very proud African that he was. And he said, the only day I will give up my African passport is the day that St. Martin becomes independent. And I hope to still see that day. So, you know, I'm looking at him, but And I get back to Mr. Lake. I think one of the issues in terms of the education of our people, it's so funny that in the whole shift to get our separate status, the fight with the Dutch, it was only about two things: the financial position of the country and the justice system. We never, or they never fought about the education of our people, to show where St. Martin came from, where St. Martin is going to. There was never a discussion about that. All the planning of ANPACs were basically structured over two things: how you're going to pay back your debt, and how we're going to structure that we can surveillance everybody in this island. That was the two issues that you always saw, and that's the only things that keep on coming back. When we have a discussion about the health of St. Martin, let us not discuss that. The education of our people, that's all your problem, that's all your responsibility. And these are the things that to me, if we want to move the country forward, and I believe, and I've said it before, and I can remember the first time I voted for independence,